Hey, welcome to Tim's Off Grid. Tonight we're going to do some comparisons between different sleep systems. So I've got two different versions of the extreme cold weather sleeping bag systems. One is the synthetic version, which is the newer version, and one is the down version, which is the original version that you might remember from the 1970s, upwards of 30 years. After we do those two versions, we're going to talk a little bit about your traditional 0-degree mummy bag that a lot of folks have that doesn't really work at 0 degrees. And then we'll talk about your summer weight bag over here. I'm also going to go through how much these bags weigh. All right. So without further ado, first and foremost, we're going to go over the synthetic version of the ECW. So ECW Extreme Cold Weather Bag. These are military issued bags that have been used for a long time. And these are used out in the field by military individuals, scouts, and others for cold weather camping. Now you see the size, and I've got these kind of compressed, not in the same type of compression sack, but this is your traditional Sea to Summit bag. I've got the 0-degree bag compressed in there, but the military bag won't compress down that much because it's multiple bags. So that's your summer bag with your winter bag, with your Gore-Tex bivy, with your compression sack. They call that a four-part sleep system. And if we put this bag over here and we weigh it right quick, you're going to see quickly that this bag will come up to, as the synthetic version, it's 11 pounds, 1 ounces in this compression sack. What's also in here is I have a sleeping bag liner. So plus or minus a pound, 10 pounds, 11 pounds with a liner. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take this one out. So why don't you go into the other side of the table and help me get this out. So we're going to kind of show you all what this is like after you compress it with the bag that it comes with, right? So you got to rotate all the way around and uncompress all the straps. All right, once you've got the vertical straps, we're going to get the horizontal straps undone. So you got two of those. All right. You just do them like this, grab hold. Oh, it's already undone. All right, now you've got a pull cord over here. Undo that, open the bag out. So I'm going to hold on to it while you pull it out. While he does that, I'm going to move these out of the way so we can really lay this thing out here and show you everything. This bag's normally going to run you can still find these for $150. All right. So we just found this one in Norfolk at the military surplus store in downtown Norfolk when we were down visiting. All right. So you see the outer Gore-Tex bivy, and I'm going to rotate this around so you can really see. The bivy gets integrated with the outer bag. The outer bag gets integrated with the inner bag. So you start to see all the different snaps that go in to integrate these bags, where you're not manipulating multiple zippers, etc. And like I said, we'll keep a sleeping bag liner in here because when you spend that amount of money on a sleep system, and look, this was $150 used, so you could pay more for this. You want to use a sleeping bag liner for the cleanliness aspect of it because you can go now wash this liner. I don't need to wash this whole sleep system. Plus this liner, anywhere from 10 to 20 degrees. All depends on what kind of liner you get. How much more additional warmth that you'll have with that. So again, we have the summer weight bag. We have the winter bag. We have the Gore-Tex liner over top of all that. We have different snaps that integrate, starting with the innermost bag. They all snap into place. So now I'm not operating the zipper for all of them. I can operate the green zipper and the inner bag is integrated in there. So you're going to read different things about what temperature rating this bag is going to get you down to. When you've got the two sleep system bags with your liner, with the Gore-Tex, a lot of places that you're going to do research will say this bag and the sleep system is going to get you below zero. I have not camped below zero. We have camped down into the teens with our bags without issue. So we've camped down to 17 degrees with our bags and our liners with no issues. But again, this is your extreme cold weather bag. We use these in wintertime. We do not strap this thing to our backpack. Can you imagine this is strapped to your backpack at that weight? So that's not really going to work. But when you are base camping, this is a great sleep system that you'll want to have. All right. We're gonna put this one away and move over to the other one, but last thing I would say is, we just went camping with these bags this weekend. You do not store these in the compression sack. You get these out, you get everything stretched out, and you hang these up. You wanna maintain even distribution of all the fill material across your sleeping bag at all times if you really wanna get the most you can get out of the insulating properties of the fill material. All right, so we'll come back and we're going to take a look at the down version of the extreme cold weather sleep system. We wanted to do one demonstration to show what it looks like when you're in this bag. Now, you may not sleep in this bag like this, but this past weekend I was sleeping somewhat in a shelter that was not watertight, so water was dripping on it, and I had my Gore-Tex bivvy with the down version. Here's our assistant, and he is in the bag. He's all integrated and snug, and you have drawstrings here to where you're going to get this down to where it's about like this. All right, so you're not really going to sleep like this, but we want to do a demonstration to show what that looked like. And there he is. All right, so from here we're going to move over to the other bag. All right, so we just did an example and demonstration of the synthetic version of the extreme cold weather sleeping bag. And remember, it came in at like 11 pounds, 1 ounces. The down bag is even heavier, and it doesn't have the bag within a bag, like this one had with your summer bag and your winter bag. All I've got in here is the sleeping bag liner and the down bag. Those combined with the compression sack, it comes in at 12 pounds and 14.8 ounces. So almost 13 pounds, all right? So come over here and help me. We'll take this one out, we'll do a run through. So in terms of straps, that's 1, that's 2, 3, that's 4, that's 5, and 6. So you got 6 vertical straps. And on this one we get 2 horizontal straps, so everything's loosened. All right, go to the other side and let's pull this thing out. So this was going to look a little different. I ended up getting my Gore-Tex liner off the Sportsman's Guide, and it was a brand new liner, and I think I only had to pay $50 for it, so you keep your eyes on special deals that the Sportsman's Guide has. But I've had the down version of this bag for many years, so I've had this particular bag for well over 10 years. All right, so again, we'll lay it out like this so you can get a feel for it. I've got my liner in here also. So as you notice, both of these liners were fleece liners, and that's what we've seen work the best, are the fleece liners. I have done some thinner liners and not really had good results in terms of at least getting me 10-degree delta or a 10-degree increase in the bag. Whereas the fleece liners definitely have to come up and unzip the bag at times during the night, from what I've seen. You want to sweat more than you want to be too cold, if you know what I mean. But you really don't want to sweat when you see anything. So with this one, it's not going to button in. The original liners that were the original bivvies that came with these bags, they weren't Gore-Tex bivvies. They were more of a canvas bivvy, and they would be quite old at this point, whereas you'll still find new old stock of these sleeping bags, but you may not find the liners. So to me, it was no big deal that I can't really button in the liner perfectly in here, or I'm sorry, the Gore-Tex bivvy perfectly in here. But just the fact that it's in there, because like I said, my shelter took on water this weekend, where you'll see in another one of my videos while we're sleeping in between some firewood stacks. And I had somewhat of a roof between my firewood stacks, but I was taking on water. But the Gore-Tex bivvy repelled it very, very well. So this one's slightly different, where it's going to zip up more from the middle of the bag. You know, and it's going to zip down, and then it's like the other bag, where you can get down to this in here, just having your face sticking out. And then you want to get out, there's an internal drawstring, you pull it straight down. Again, I recommend a liner with any of these types of bags. This is the real deal in terms of warmth. I can't, again, and not in single digits, but in the teens in this bag. Put a liner in there, had no issues. This weekend when I was using it, I got too hot. So I didn't even need this bag perhaps, or all of the stuff I had. So it was overkill. But again, that's a comparison between the two extreme cold weather sleeping bags. You've got your down version, you've got the synthetic version. So just showed both of those. All right, next we're going to show the traditional mummy bag. All right, so this is our traditional mummy bag, 0 degree bag. This one was another one that I bought some time ago. So it was a Thermolite Trekker 5. When I put it on the scale, it came in at 4 pounds, 12 ounces in the Sea to Summit compression sack. And I've had the Sea to Summit compression sack probably since 2010. All right, so it'll have just, I think it's 4 straps on it, kind of getting the four corners. And then this is one of the types of bags that you've got to roll down and then cinch. So while you're rolling it, you're getting all your air out of it, etc. So we'll pull the sleeping bag out. So you hold the bottom right here. All right. So you just pull that. All right. So here is your traditional 0 degree bag. Now, doesn't quite look like the extreme cold weather bags that are also rated for 0 or below 0. I can tell you that, and this is the way I go with things, right? I always feel like a 0 degree bag that you buy in the store, unless you're buying something that's super expensive. So if you bought a mummy bag that costs you $100 and it's a 0 degree bag, it's probably a 32 degree bag, in my opinion. And you need to get you a good liner to get you really below 32 degrees with that. So this is your traditional 0 degree mummy bag. I've used these for years. I have 3 of them actually. And with the liner, I'm comfortable in there down to freezing. But if we're going down into the 20s or the teens, I'm taking an ECW bag. I'm not going to take a chance with this. The other thing is the Gore-Tex bivy. Think about this. You're in your tent, air is going through your tent. Windy day, windy night. I have no bivy, air is going through the sleeping bag. So what if I coupled this with a Gore-Tex bivy? How much of a difference would it make? So that's a question for anybody that's watching this video. So that'd be an idea that I would do something different with this bag to see if I could go further with it. So this bag with a liner, with a Gore-Tex bivy, could have get down in the teens comfortably with this bag. All right. So one other thing I'll point out, if you really want to get the most out of one of these bags, you've got to cinch it down to this, which requires 2 drawstrings. The first drawstring gets the sleeping bag around your neck. The second drawstring gets the sleeping bag around your head. So then you're really retaining all that body heat that you've got in there. If you don't do that, then everything's just constantly venting right out. So don't forget that when you're trying to get the most out of one of your sleeping bags. Use the drawstrings, get everything down to that pulled down area. Use a cap over your head, like a watch cap, etc. So, all right, we're gonna move on to the summer weight sleeping bag and just do a quick comparison on that. Anyways, so what we got here is one of our summer weight bags. I call this like a 50 degree bag. We bought this at Dick's Sporting Goods a long time ago. It has a label on it that says Dick's Sporting Goods Quest. So when I put it onto the scale, it comes in at 4 pounds and 14 ounces total. That includes the compression sack that we've got it in. So again, we've got our 4 straps on this bag. Fold it over, take the bag out, and lo and behold, if you don't have your summer weight bag, right? So your summer weight bag is squared off. It's not a mummy bag to get the surface area smaller for your feet, so you have less air that you've got to heat or cool. All right, the big thing about the summer bag is you don't want a bag that's going to make you too hot in the summer. You don't want a bag that you're going to get cold in. So you got to pick the right bag that's in between. You want to do some real backpacking. You're going to spend some money on some ultralight gear, etc. But for all intents and purposes, like I showed you with the $100 0 degree bag with a liner. You're gonna be comfortable in most settings. Your summer bag with a liner can get you, 40 degrees. Your ECW bag with a liner, you're going below 0. So those are a bunch of options here that I've kind of laid out and we've talked about tonight. If you have any questions, please hit us up in the comments. If you want us to show you more things about bags or anything in general, just let us know. And please click that like button. Please subscribe. We got a lot of visitors coming through, but they're not subscribing. We'd like for folks to subscribe, and please share if you like what you're seeing here, or tell us what you'd like to see more of, any topic. Doesn't have to be sleeping bags or sleep systems. It could be anything in general. Watch some of our videos where we got a lot of fire starting that we did this past weekend. So appreciate everybody. Like, subscribe, thumbs up. See you.